pension. They do 2 terms, they're entitled to pension. And guess what? Someone was saying to me, don't be surprised if just before election, the GST is reduced, and just after election, it goes up and goes up to 17% like all the other Caribbean countries. Don't be surprised. Lots of things that will be in store for you. Don't let them fool you. Cock-a-doodle-doo, I remember that statement someone spoke about. Don't let them fool you. A lot of things are going to come back to haunt them. I campaigned for this government. I went all out. I left my job all over the bush, campaigning for this government, just to be disappointed by them. Not about me. I told Doc, I lost the election. I'm still have a job. Check for Jerome. Check for Kimberly. Check for all those, right? And make sure they're okay. He said to me, you're a true patriot. He used those words to me over and over. You are a true patriot. Yes, I'm a true patriot. I'm a true Anguillian. I live all my life in Anguilla. I didn't live in America and then come back to look a job. I've been here all my life. I've been with the people all of my life. And I will stay with the people all of my life. If we're going now, we're going on together. If the boat, we're not a boat. If our heart stops, our heart will stop together. I know when the boat sinks, and it's about to sink, I don't want to be on that. People are saying you should go back with the APM. I'm so happy that I'm not part of that movement. I get cussed every day. It's you. You told me to vote for him. I didn't know this person. I didn't know Deanne. You told me to vote for her. I didn't know this person. You told me to vote for them. And I have to apologize almost every day to the people. But I said, I thought this government was good for Anguilla. So I voted what I thought was the best. But guess what? Disappointed. And like I said before, it's not a mistake. I was fully conscious, but it's the biggest political regret of my life. So I'm here to tell you tonight, you'll be hearing more from us. So remember to vote for the Anguilla Reliable Team. We are ready, willing, and able to represent you in Anguilla and wherever we go over the world. I've been to several meetings all over the world, Bahamas, Miami. Mr. Richardson has done the same. And you know something that they usually say? That we don't have any experience in government. When I entered politics, people say, where you going? You don't have any experience. When Mr. Banks entered politics, he was not a politician. Every politician has to start from somewhere. But now we have, between myself and Mr. Curtis Love, we have 10 years experience. And when you elect us to office, we'll have more than that because we will represent you. Not only experience, we want to represent you with honesty and integrity. We want to make sure that you're happy. People used to be happy in Anguilla. They're not happy anymore. People are going the wrong side. Guess what? They can't pay their light bill. They can't buy food. I get calls all the time. Can you help me with a little food stuff? Like I said before, I can't help everybody because at the end of the day, I'll be broke, and who will help me? But I do my best to help where I can. As long as I have money, I'll have it. I'll give it. If it's my last $5,000 you wanted to buy food, I give it to you because God will provide. God has provided for me, and He will continue to provide. But under this present administration, the people are suffering. They're hurting. I see it every day. Sometimes people come here and they can't pay for a tire. $8 to pay the repair tire. I don't have the money. What do I do? Run them away? I can't. With my heart, I can't. But that's showing you how people are hurting under this government. So you have a choice. You can make the difference. You can make the change in this country and upcoming election. Vote for a team that will represent you. Vote for a team that's reliable for you. Anguilla Reliable Team. Heart. Vote for the heart. The symbol is the heart. So on election day, count out, big numbers, vote for this team. God bless you. Thank you for your patience. Good night. Good night, Anguilla. We love you, and we're looking forward to your support. No, we have another speaker. I'm not the last. I'm just saying good night for me.
Yes, Anguilla, you heard the man, Evan Gums. Somebody said to me, Curtis, get out on the campaign trail. We have to get rid of this donut government. I said, donut government? They say, Curtis, you ain't watching what's happening on the road? It's the first time in Anguilla I see people driving around and can't put a tire on their cars. So many people have donut tires on their cars for months. So I drove around yesterday and my heart bled. People in this country are doing everything to make ends meet. If the government believe that the GST is not tearing the Anguillians in twos and threes, they are making a sad mistake. They were supposed to bridge a gap for $22 million. They are now bragging about raising over $150 million. Not from investors. Not from investors. The poor people of Anguilla. And you're going to hear more from us on this campaign trail because we can speak to the issues. Coming tonight, thank you all for your patience. Our very last speaker tonight is Sister Marva Webster Duncan. Duncan Webster, a lady that I have the utmost confidence in. I've spoken to her on many occasions, not before, long before we started to talk about teaming up to help Anguilla. I'm proud, I'm happy, and I'm going to go all out campaigning for her because she has a heart for the people of Anguilla and she has a heart of compassion. Ladies and gentlemen, our last speaker for tonight, Marva. Make her feel welcome. Thank you.
Good night, Anguilla. And good night to our Anguillians in the diaspora. I greet you tonight in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I believe most of you would know me, but for those who don't, I am Marvo Merlin Duncan Webster, and I hail from the village, the scenic village of Sea Feathers in East End. Tonight I will speak to you briefly on the topic of home affairs, the Ministry of Home Affairs. Anguilla, oh Anguilla, a beautiful paradise in the Caribbean, known for its pristine beaches and warm, welcoming community. But beyond the tranquility lies a complex network of governance that ensures the island's peace, safety, and resilience. This is a story of the Ministry of Home Affairs in Anguilla. The ministry that should be dedicated to protecting and serving the people of this island, Anguilla. Do you think that this department truly represents us? That's a question for the community. So, is it truly being represented? I will emphatically say tonight that we are not being represented, given the plethora of issues that we continue to hear about almost daily. Anguilla, this is the time that we demand to be respected in our country. If we don't open our eyes now and condition our minds to forgive each other for whatever the situation was and come together, gel together. Because you see, Anguillians, Britain sits back and she laughs at us because what she wants is happening. That is Anguillians behaving like crabs in a barrel, People of Anguilla, we are all one people, cousins in some way, shape, or form. Forgive each other because Britain is achieving her objective with Anguillians fighting down one another. Because once we continue to fight, we cannot gel together. We will never come together. So we need to open our eyes and come together for the benefit of Anguilla so that we can preserve it for Anguillians and from the hands of those colonial masters whose sole objective is to, for us, whose sole objective is to continue tightening the fetters or the shackles that had never been removed. As we are not seeing the systematic, are we not seeing the systematic overtake? Do we want Anguilla to be deemed a failed state, hence our subsequent annihilation as a people? Now, this next paragraph is a very, I would say, firm comment that I'm about to make, and I don't want it to be misconstrued. So this is my disclaimer. I am not discriminating about our Caribbean brothers and sisters who value the opportunity for living here with us. And I think that any fair government, any government who truly loves their people will do just as what I am about to say. And this is it. I strongly believe that there should be certain critical jobs and businesses, such as supermarkets, real estate, immigration officers, customs officers, police officers, restaurants, construction, fishing, etc., that are exclusively preserved and executed by Anguillians, including our brothers and sisters of our forebears who traveled to Santo Domingo, Curacao, Cuba, and wherever to echo out a living because of the dire conditions that Anguilla faced at that time. I'm also including them. So, the answer is no. Wherever you go, there are people of varying ethnicity, not indigenous to our Anguilla and the Caribbean, executing jobs that should be filled by Anguillians while Anguillians at home are jobless. We need to stop this total disrespect of not recruiting our own people. Again, I am not discriminating. I am saying Anguillians should be forced. I am also saying our people, those who were fortunate, went out and disciplined themselves in varying jobs, doctors, lawyers, whatever field you think of, there are Anguillians who can fill that. And it breaks my heart to see that there are Anguillians who would want to help and keep the money here in Anguilla rather than having to send them to Trinidad, Colombia, or wheresoever. And they are forbidden to come in here to work. Why? This nonsense needs to stop. It needs to stop. So, yet, they are rejected by our own people. And one of the things that we are faced with from our own people, I came from nothing, a very primitive background, and I'm proud of it because guess what? It makes me who I am today, resilient and proud, of course. But there are those who were fortunate, who, our own Anguillians, who discriminate against people's children when they excel. It is wrong. We should rather embrace it. And very shortly, I myself have experienced this. I've experienced it from the APM government, for which I was the secretary of that APM government. Sorry, AUM government, and the AUF government. My daughter entered school on a loan. I approached the government for assistance. There was a scholarship for physics, and she was a loan applicant 3 times. 3 times. Okay? And of course, she was not successful. But I said to her, I worked 3 jobs to make ends meet, to make sure that my child didn't beg anybody in America for anything. And I said to her, you started college, and by the grace of God, you will finish. Today, she is a civil engineer. Okay? Thank you, Father God. Moving along. Tourism is the cornerstone of Anguilla's economy. Each year, hundreds of visitors are welcomed to our shows, contributing to the rich cultural tapestry that defines Anguilla. Yet within this influx comes the responsibility of ensuring that our borders are secure and that our immigration policies are both fair and effective. Public safety is another cornerstone of the Home Affairs Ministry. Our law enforcement agencies should be working around the clock, not only to maintain order, but also to foster trust within our communities. Recent initiatives have focused on community policing, ensuring that the people of Anguilla feel both protected and connected to those they serve. In recent times, our island has faced numerous challenges, from the ongoing impacts of global events in our local economy to the threat of natural disasters exacerbated by climate change. It is with this context that the Ministry of Home Affairs should be working tirelessly to implement policies and strategies that ensure our safety, to uphold the law, and maintain our societal cohesion. But you know, it is sad that we elect people every 5 years and they make us so many promises. And every time they do the same thing. They reject us, they discriminate against us, and the wrongest thing that could happen, we elected a government to represent us, the people. We did not elect a government to have favoritism with the rotten rich whose pockets are deeper than the Pacific Ocean. Okay? And when the hotel owners takes the place of government, that's the reason why we are suffering with so many issues from the Ministry of Home Affairs. My question to you, Anguilla, are we truly being protected? Do you feel protected? I think not. We are not being protected. Has the law enforcement agencies have the necessary tools that are equipped to ensure that we are protected? You tell me. Are our borders currently being protected? Past Anguillan police commissioners saw the signs of needing to improve the safety in and around Anguilla. Hence, there are several futile requests that seemingly fell on deaf ears. But today we have some non-indigenous, inhumane elements of the Royal Anguilla Police Force who have made their several requests for tools, including tasers, and were facilitated. What does that tell you? I spoke about earlier about Britain taking over Anguilla systematically. Look at every department, almost every department, and see who heads it. We are to open our eyes, we are to forgive each other, and we are to band together for the betterment of all Anguillians, including our citizens and our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean. My brothers and sisters, the work of the Ministry of Home Affairs is far from being complete. As Anguilla evolves, so too must the strategies that keep us safe and united. Our leaders of the ministry should be committed to continuous improvement, seeking innovative solutions to the challenges of today and tomorrow. Considering the strides that we have made, the obstacles we will still face, and the vision we will hold for the future of the Ministry of Home Affairs in Anguilla, it is my belief that together we can build a stronger, safer, and more inclusive Anguilla, where every citizen and resident feels protected and valued. This is one of the art's mission of the promise and the future of the Home Affairs Ministry in Anguilla. This ministry, Home Affairs, is not just a government department. You see, it is the guardian of our way of life. Consequently, we, the Art Party, will ensure that in the face of change, we will ensure that the Home Affairs Department / ministry becomes a ministry fit for purpose, for the people of Anguilla first. And it remains steadfast, ensuring that Anguilla remains a place of peace, security, opportunity for all. Finally, as I bid Anguilla good night, I would like to end with this quote by President Kennedy. Quote, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." Unquote. What I am saying, we, the Art Party, will not spout any words carelessly, as some politicians have done and have not delivered. Our name is our word, and our word is our name. Anguilla, I thank you for listening and have a good night. Until next time.
Thank you, Marva. And I want to thank those of you, especially those of you who are present here tonight. I know that it took a lot of patience and a lot of interest. I want to thank you for your interest. Do listen out. We will be sending things around via Facebook, WhatsApp, and so forth for you to understand the heart and the plans of the Art Party. But we will also be having more meetings. Listen out for it. You will hear when those meetings are. I also want to thank everybody at home who was listening, viewing, and we look forward to your comments, your suggestions, as together we build a strong Anguilla. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Have a safe drive home, those of you who are driving, and may God continue to bless us here in Anguilla. Thank you all very much.